Hello. Welcome to the Simply Together show. It is the 9th of December. Christmas is coming. It's coming.
The geese are getting fat.
Yes, that as well. It's horrible out there. It is wet and cold and windy. So Shelley hasn't even gone out yet. So I'm just presuming you just need a coat. No thin jacket, no jumper, a coat.
It's going to have the coat, and I have got my long sleeve thermally. So yes.
The long sleeve and coat needed. So yeah. Anyway, how are you doing, Shelley?
I'm not too bad. I'm diddling, fair to diddling.
We're back on that one.
Back on that word. I was saying a bit earlier that I'm kind of stuff that's going on and everything else, and I'm just fine. I'm on the edge of either being tearful or things are getting on my nerves, or I'm just. Okay. But I'm here. I'm coping. I'm fine. There's nothing to worry about. I know what's going on. It's just if you see me in a bad mood, just bar me. Just walk on.
Carry on.
Love your butt.
Leave her be. Say hello and just carry on walking.
Yeah.
Nikkei, how are you? You're shaking your head. How are you
guys
doing?
Are mad. You're absolutely nuts.
If you don't laugh, you cry.
Well, there is that
comedian.
There is that. Well, no, it's all good here. We thank God. I was off yesterday, so I had a good day. I went out with my young niece, which was nice. We haven't done that for a while.
Where did you go?
The same place that I went to with my mates the last time. So we hung around St. Pancras. Went to that place called the Breakfast Club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was just as well because the trains were all up the spout yesterday all day.
Right.
So so it's quite good. The countdown is on, like you said, to Christmas. Taking a break, having your normal. Well, I don't know. I know some people don't, but your normal in between reflective type of mood as we're moving into a new year because we're in the big in between.
Are we in between now? Or are you talking about the in-between?
It depends. If you want to take it all witchy and spiritually, I suppose you might have to wait until like 5 to 12 on the 31st of December. But I would say this is on the in-between, isn't it? Because we're winding down. Not much is going to get done between now and Christmas. So it's wrapping up, isn't it? And
I did actually see you saying that. I did see there was a Facebook post, and it was someone that wanted to put down on their out of office that was saying that anything that you send me now might actually then be put on the pile ready for January.
Did you share that? Through. I'm sure you shared that. Oh, maybe somebody else shared it in our group. Yeah, that's good.
Good. So you're good then. You're good.
So, that's really good. So yes, what about you, Mr. Sil? How's it going?
It's okay. Fair to diddling. What's that?
If you can't say diddling, you can say fair to middling.
I always thought it was fair to middling. I don't know where this diddly thing came from.
But
anyway,
look, because this is the UK. If we don't have more than one variation of a saying, it's not a saying.
It's the UK. Yes, exactly. No, I'm okay. Need to get myself in gear and get moving, because when you look at in your diary, there's this week, there's next week, and then that next week is Christmas.
It's the Christmas.
So I've got to get myself moving. But other than that, it's not too bad. Too much work. Need to have a few days off.
Yeah.
Are you getting more work counselling wise this time of the year? Is there new clients that are coming through, or is it just the general that it's busy and everyone wants to get in for a...
I think it is busy. It is busy. For me, I think the number of clients I've got has been for the last few months. So, but there are still some more coming through. But yeah, it's quite often you get them after Christmas. So if Christmas has been bad, New Year hasn't been very good, if there's been a lot of stress, anxiety, etc., it's after Christmas, in the new year, that you then start getting some more clients coming through, because that's when they'll look and think, I need to do something about this, or I need to look at this. It's relationships break up over Christmas and New Year, and then people then get to the new year and think, right, I need to explore this. As I think we said last week, Christmas is, I think it is the worst time of the year for people who have got anxiety, depression, domestic abuse, domestic violence, all of that. It is the worst. It is the absolute worst. So Christmas is lovely for a lot of people, lovely, lovely, lovely. But then there are some people, it's just not. It's just not. So, yeah, so it can get busy in the new year. Yeah. So we went to an event. Did we go to an event? We didn't go to the event. We put the event on.
We put the event on, yes.
We put an event on Sunday. It was Simply D's 11 years soiree. Do you know what that means?
That's crazy. Soiree? That is absolutely crazy.
11 years. I know. Fancy that.
So that's in 2014, isn't it? Yeah. So I didn't realize. And it's so funny because for me, like I said there yesterday when I turned up, that was in 2015, I believe, 2016. But I do get this distinct. I remember the distinct feeling of it being something that had been running for ages.
Right. So it had only been running for a year, but it felt like it had been running much longer.
Yeah, because Dia had done different things beforehand, but that was then when the name got put on it, those 11 years ago, that it was then set up underneath that name, and it was her organising it rather than her being part of the organisational kind of team for different things.
Yeah.
And it covers loads of stuff. I mean, Nico, you came along to the soirees of the evening, wasn't it? The Irish Forum.
Yeah.
So it would be more like businesses would have their bits, the ladies' businesses would have their bits there. People would then come along and we'd have speakers, and it would just be that kind of an event. Which then
get up and say their stories. I still remember some of the stories. It was like they said there, it was a really good place where you could just be and you could say what your fears were. I remember at one point, I think it was really big in the news and on the social media, a lot of all the gang crime and all of the stuff that was going on. And I remember this young lady standing up and saying how she wanted to be part of stopping it. And she was really distressed at the time she was talking about it, because she was really that passionate. And all sorts of things have passed through there. It's definitely well worth it, especially if you want to make connections. It's not just business connections either, because obviously there's all sorts of networking opportunities for that. But there is something different about this one. I mean, I got to meet you, Cecile, so it must have been different, isn't it?
Exactly. Hello, Mrs. Bailey. She's watching today. How you doing? Oh God, are you a bit wet? Have you got coat on?
She would have been out delivering the letters.
Oh, bless you. Yeah, that's just...
Have some ginger and lemon.
Ginger and lemon or ginger wine?
No, she needs the ginger
was
and
unhappy
lemon.
That she didn't. She forgot to pick up ginger wine.
I think she needs to have a little shot of ginger wine when she gets home. Just one little shot. It'll be fine. You'll be okay. It'll warm you up because it's cold out there. So yes, so everything like Nico just said, we had various different. It's not on Sunday. Wasn't just women; it was men as well. There was a lot of sharing going on. It sounds like we sat around the table and we shared, and we did, but not in that, not in the kumbaya kind of way. It was sharing, and people talk about the things that they're doing and what they would like to do and where life is taking them and things like that, you know. How you do that over some food, always over some food.
Yes.
You know, there was plenty of food there. But we all picked. So Shelley, you tell it. You tell it.
Well, so I've always got stock of, for our events, if you're coming on to any of our events, like the motivational cards kind of thing. Sometimes they're a postcard size. These happens to be business card size. They're all kind of like different. I don't know whether you can.
Yeah.
They're all kind of like a bit different. And all I did, because I'm a little bit magical, bit Wicca, bit kind of that kind of.
Is that not what Nico was just saying about the 31st of December?
Yeah, you've got the different types of calendars, yes. And thinking on it, me being in a bit of a funny mood could also be because we've had that big, huge like full moon recently. So but yeah, so I've always got these motivational cards, and we've always put them in on different things. But what I've done when I've done the stall for the Ollie Foundation, on the back of the cards they're all blank, and we printed off the Ollie Foundation's website and whatever else on it. So rather than just saying, oh, like take a leaflet and whatever, I was going up to people and saying, right, okay, I've got these motivational cards, just pick a card. And they would pick a card, and if it meant something to them, then they perhaps would remember us. And we did have a couple of emails come through say, I remembered your charity because of the card, rather than the bit of leaflet that was given to them and that gets shoved in the bottom of their like event bag or whatever else. So what I did was I shuffled them and thought about everyone while people were talking. And then I got Cecile to shuffle them, and I got Dee to hold on to them because she couldn't shuffle and talk at the same time. So this just while everyone was talking about what their thoughts, feelings, how things have been and things like that. Because we'd seen there was a few people that we hadn't seen for quite a while there as well. So I got everyone to pick 3 cards, and then Dee got them to say, well, okay, well, everyone was then saying, if you've got a card that you thought of, but what did it actually mean to you? So did you have one of your 3 cards? Did it actually mean something to you? I got one that said, I believe in you, which it's not the one that I actually picked out. I've got that now tucked in with my in my bag. And the reason why I kept hold of that one card was as I was shuffling, it popped out and I had to push it in. And then I shuffled a bit more and it actually popped out of my shuffling and hit the floor. So it was actually throwing itself at me. Now, when people do tarot or anything like that, if something jumps out at you, it's meant for you. Now, I said a little bit at the beginning of the show that I was feeling a little bit off and everything else, and it's all hormones and everything. And I've been doing journaling where I kind of write to myself when I'm in a good state to remind myself this is just this. It's not me. It's what I'm going through, and you'll be fine in a week or so. So it was a card that was reminding me, I believe in me. I'm okay. I just need reminding that when I'm feeling in a down state. But they had all sorts of things. I mean, like one of the ones I had to find it. Dee's one was, why follow when you can lead? That was one of the ones that Dee came out with. And all 3 of hers actually. Oh no, she picked 4, didn't she? She ended up with 4.
She had 4.
Well, she wasn't good company then because I had 4 as well.
See, you pick 3, but if 4 were meant for you, then 4 were meant for you. It's the way that it goes sometimes. They get stuck together.
So
What
did
did
you
you
have
get to
one
do?
then, Nikkei, that kind of
Yes, I did
resonated?
indeed. So I had, well, the one that I spoke about on that day was, I don't know if you can see it, keep up the good work. And yeah, because I'm a bit of a procrastinator, I use that word, but I don't even know. Let me rephrase that. Sometimes I have been known to procrastinate. And yes, this is how long it's taken. And it is that thing where it says keep up the good work, where you do that. At the beginning of this year, I did start this thing where I was doing these goodie bags every month, which is something that was important to me. But obviously, because I just started, I hadn't really, I don't know, like got it off the ground. And then all of a sudden, I literally just stopped cold turkey. I think 1 month I forgot, to be fair, and then it just stopped. And I just thought to myself, that happens quite a lot with certain things that I want to do, and
Right.
I never really know the reason why. So when I looked at that where it says keep up the good work, I thought to myself, yeah, I think for that, I still think there is space for that, because I just think, obviously, if I could grow it, it would be something useful in the community that is just in that gap between that. I just think it's an in-between gap. So yeah, so that one meant something to me. And then this morning I was looking at it again, and it's got here is to travel is to take a journey into yourself, which is although I haven't traveled a lot, to travel is to take a journey into yourself. And obviously I've not done a lot of travel since before lockdown, whereas before lockdown I used to travel quite a lot.
Okay.
And I thought it's quite ironic that this year, after not having travelled out of the country anywhere, this year I'm going out of the country twice in quick succession. So yeah, I thought that was quite interesting.
And does that, so seeing that and also traveling twice in that short period of time, does that mean that you're going to continue doing that when you go into the next year?
At some point, yes. I think
Okay.
obviously, traveling is I think you have to have a good relationship with your bank. But notwithstanding, there are some other priorities as well. But it is just that it just kind of stuck out to me. But I did like the keep up the good work one, because I just thought that was really a good message. And I think that message also, it can be it's twofold. I mean, I'm talking about in terms of the fact that I shouldn't stop good things that I started, but also it can be encouraging to people who are doing things, and they might not be aware that it's making a good impact, or they might feel that they want to give up. So I think it's good for that as well.
Actually, that has a real meaning there for you.
Yeah.
Very much so. Okay. So I had my 3. One of them was have a good day. Have a nice day. I mean, that's fine. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
There were some really odd ones, but yeah.
Yeah. The other one was see the good in everything. Well, I have to be honest, I can't always see the good in everything, because sometimes there's not necessarily good in everything. That's just how I see it. That's just me. It's just me. Not
I don't
anybody
think
else.
there's anything wrong with that.
That's fine then. That's good, because sometimes there's stupidness and goes on out there. I can't see the good in that. So that's okay. I'll have that one. But the one that really touched me said, because it's literally just a fire, it says, don't lose your fire. And I just thought, I like that, because I think somewhere, not all the time, but sometimes I feel a little bit lost in where I am. I do this, I do that, I'm this, I am that, but where am I? And Nikkei and I are both doing a course at the moment, and I think that is helping to open up those thoughts about you as a person. And when I picked this one, I just thought, oh, okay, I need to find where I am then, don't I? So I quite like that. Yeah, we're doing a course. It's a very good course. It's a lot of work. What have you got to say about it? What's your thought?
I feel like I actually felt like you were actually looking at me right there. No,
I am looking at you.
I just want to go back to the point where you said you can't always find the good in everything, because I've got two thoughts on that. I think sometimes stuff will happen and you will not find the good in it, especially in the moment. Yeah. And the in the moment part is that takes me to the next one, where sometimes stuff will happen, and because I do believe you can be grateful and you can find the good in many things, but it gets to a level where it can become a bit toxic because it doesn't make sense. If you can't find the good in something and you genuinely cannot find, especially, let's make the assumption that you've got an expanded mind. If you can't find it, you can't find it. But sometimes you might find it later. So the example I would give for that is I just before actually following up finding Simply D's, I left the job that I was in. It wasn't a very nice position. I ended up taking out a grievance against them, etc., etc. And at the time, I was really mad. And, you just think, oh my God, what are you going to do? You got to pay the mortgage, you got to do this, you got to do that, blah, 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 blah. But it is now that my appreciation from leaving that job in that position, where it was and what it was, is only just coming to manifest, because obviously if I had not left that job, I would probably be in a similar job, which means I would not have taken the path that I've taken now, which I really embrace. But it comes at a price, in the sense that when it's all happening, you don't see it that way. You could tell yourself, oh, well, I'm grateful, at least I can still eat, or I'm grateful, at least I can still do that. But if I'm honest, at those times, at those thoughts, they would have been a little bit half-hearted. And I don't think that necessarily makes you a bad person, because you can't see that gratitude or that positivity in that moment.
And sometimes, I mean, you're right there, because ultimately, sometimes that if there is some positivity in there, and there most probably is a little bit, there might not be enough for you to stay in there.
Yeah.
Because actually you need a whole load more than that. We don't stay in jobs just because, well, no, I'll take that back. That's not fair. Sometimes we do stay in a job just because we need to have a job. But if you're working in something and you lose that positivity that you had, then maybe it's time to then go.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to move on.
Yeah, I think it's linked to many things. It's linked to many things. It's linked to control as well. Because we all know that we know what you can control and what you can influence and what you can't. But sometimes something happens that makes you realise, oh, actually, I thought I was in control of that, but obviously I wasn't. It was somebody else. And I just think there's just so many things, and there's so many circumstances where one is not going to be grateful or feel positive. But then again, I don't think those things are they're not linear. So it could be an upward trajectory, but sometimes it's going to be down there and sometimes it's going to be up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
because it can go like that.
Yeah.
I mean, on Sunday, you had 3, I don't know whether, no, she didn't. They said there's 3 of us that work for NTL in different departments. So we vaguely kind of knew one another. When you see a face, and you think, yeah. That job was brilliant. It was an American company. So we had all these different things that were it was a different kind of atmosphere in a call center. But it was very stressful, in as much you had all the customers calling in, you had all these different faults and bits and pieces, and you weren't in control of anything. But you stayed with the company because the company made it, I'm saying, nicer for you. It felt different, and the people that were there made it feel different. I mean, you would think, why on earth are you in a call centre where you are every day of the week? No, we didn't take 24-hour calls in our particular department. They went off to somewhere else. But we would be there Christmas Day, New Year's Day, things like that. And you'd be taking calls still, and you think, oh, why are people calling in on New Year's Day of all places, or Christmas Day of all things? Because they haven't had anyone to talk to, But the management, if you like, made sure that the staff were okay, that you would things like, oh, you're doing overtime because there's a boxing fight, there's a boxing match on. We'd have the big screens put round, there'd be pizzas laid on, there'd be nibbles, there'd be drinks and everything else. So you're doing overtime, but they've made it better for you. On a Friday, it was always that you were allowed to do something within your team. Sort of like some people, it would be food related. Other times it would be, right, okay, we can go to the pub because we've got this bit of extra money that you have to spend on your team on a Friday because that's a thing that they do. So it's all that kind of American feel to it. But when you look at it on paper, what we were actually doing, you shouldn't have been there. But the silver lining was you're making it better.
100%. Yes, I can see that.
I mean, there's so many.
That's few and far between, though. To be fair, I mean,
but it is just finding that.
Well, it depends because
they call it car sandwich, don't they? Like whenever you're giving bad news to people, it is that tiny silver lining.
Yeah.
The car car's in the middle, but I'm giving you bread either side. It's it's that, and you could sometimes you can't actually see it while you're in it, but then you look back and think, oh, actually.
But sometimes it's this time of year, as we've already said, that this time of year for a lot of people is not an easy time. It can be really difficult. But a lot of people do that whole January New Year's resolution. I need to go and change my job. I need to go and do this. I need to do that. They need to actually just wait a bit, just take a bit of time and think about it. And if it feels right, then fair enough. But some people just do that whole, right, now I need to change it.
Yeah.
Now I need to change it.
You know, that some of the changes that you'll get on New Year, I think it's as people are sitting around at Christmas and they're looking around at what they've got. You know, when my sister's busiest time of year is New Year, pretty much always New Year's Day, and that's on building sites. People go and look at new houses.
I need a new house.
Yeah,
and it's not just people just going to look. There's their sales go up.
Yeah.
In the new year, because people have sat there. The most time that they've had, because you have got quite a lot of businesses that close down between Christmas and New Year. And they're looking at the houses and they see things that are going on. And that would be one of her busier times as a manager on new build sites. And she's worked for a couple of different companies. So it's not like it's one particular builder's team does a sale or anything like that. Yeah. It's sales in new houses, new build houses.
It's such a contrast.
I presume that this it could be the same for any houses, but yeah.
It is a real contrast when you look at different jobs and the different things that people do. So for your sister, that's the busiest time because people are then looking to new houses. So for me as a therapist, that can be my busiest time because people are feeling absolutely awful. And when I'm working with children, it's, you know, as I said before, the kids, if for a child, if school is their haven, if school is their safe space, school is then closed for 3 weeks and you are then stuck at home. And that's busy. When I'm working over Christmas and New Year, that is busy because you then get the kids who are messaging in and things like that, because actually they're stuck at home with whoever it is that is doing whatever they're doing, whether they're, you know, whether it's abuse, physical abuse, whatever, you know. So you get two different sides of the coin come New Year's Day, two different sides of the coin. Those who are then getting up thinking, right, I need a new car, I need a new house, I need to book my summer holiday, and I need to go get some new clothes. And then you get the other side of the coin where you've got from children up to adults who are at home, maybe on their own, cannot see that there's something good that's out there.
It is the whole reflection thing, isn't it? It's the reflection thing, and that's where the New Year's resolutions kind of come from. It's the reflection of what are you going to do. I was going to say hi, Rita, because
hello, Rita.
Hey, Rita.
I don't know whether you was watching a little bit earlier. We were talking about the motivational cards that I had on Sunday. And as I was putting them back in the box and I saw your thing pop up, it just shows you I've got to be a witch. I've got to be some kind of Wiccan thing, because this one popped out of the box. I'm not lying.
Hey, warrior, keep going. Yeah.
It could,
She's
you,
a
you
warrior.
could just have some divinity in you. It doesn't have to be Wiccan.
She's going with Wicca. She's going with Wicca. Let her go with Wicca. It's fine.
I can be Wiccan. I can be an earth goddess. I can be anything like that.
An earth goddess. Okay. So yes, Dee, keep an open mind. Never thought she'd be a postie and love it. It's because actually it, you know, maybe for some people going into that new year, it's about looking at doing something different. And those things, those cards that say you can do this or things like that, yes, keep an open mind. There might be a job out there for you.
That is really good. But also, going back also a little bit of the theme of what you were talking about, Cecile, is that sometimes if you're looking to get out of somewhere where you are not happy for whatever reason, whether it's toxicity, whether your skills are not being recognised, whether you're marking time in the way Shelley's described, it's still very important. Where you keep the positivity is what you just said, is because you're looking for that new experience. I think there's nothing worse than going from frying pan to fire, right? So you could be in a bad situation that you could easily just as well, because you're so desperate to get away from it. You don't align your ducks. You don't, like you said, open your mind to what other things that you might do, or you might even have an idea of what you wanted to do that hasn't, I was going to say manifested, that hasn't come through where you are.
Yeah.
I
just literally just this second, when we're talking like this, what was the line I put in the last thing in? I mean, I haven't got my book near to me. That in my chapter in the first book, it was something about just holding on and just going with it, no matter what.
I haven't got them in here. They're in the other room.
Hang on, I've got one. Give me a minute.
Okay, just find the book.
It's that same thing that it is that when I then chatted to Dee and we were talking about Simply Dee's, and she hadn't long kind of set it up then, and it was the whole thing of like, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst thing that can happen? Just go with it. Say yes to a few things. Push yourself out of that comfort zone. And they were talking about it a lot on, I don't know whether who watches sort of like I'm a Celebrity.
Yeah.
A few of them have said the same thing. It's pushing yourself out of that comfort zone just to give it a go. Yeah. There's something that I've kind of half alluded to that I wanted to do for my 50th, but I didn't get around to it. But it's something that I am going to do because I want to push myself out the comfort zone. It's something physically, and I'm not going to say it because it would then everyone will keep asking me that I've then done it. But you'll see the pictures that I've done it because I am going to do it.
When are you going to do this then? When are you going to do it?
We was trying to get it done just before Christmas, but I don't think it's going to work out. It might then be in the new year.
Who's we?
Me and my friend.
Okay.
Me and my friend. Because they're not scared of this thing and I am scared of this thing, so I'm taking them with me.
Is it far away?
No. It's not too far away. It's not too far away.
Not too far away from Luton?
It's in London. I'll give you that. It's in London.
Oh. Are you walking up?
Are you going to go?
Are you walking up?
It'll be something to do with heights. Okay?
Oh,
I am scared of heights. I've been on the London Eye.
Oh no.
That's fine if it's not too busy around me. I've been on the London Eye quite a few times. If someone's mucking around in a place that you could fall, you could tell by the look on my face, and my brother-in-law stopped and said, "Sorry, Shell, I won't." No, Rita James, I'm not going to Holloway.
No, she's going to go and do what she's doing, and then she's going to go to a gig, which is literally steps away. That's where she's going. We worked it out. Ask a few questions. Have you not found the book?
I've only got book 2 here. All my book 1s have gone.
Yeah. So what it basically was saying was at the end of my chapter, it was basically saying just jump on to whatever it is that's kind of going on and hold on tight, because it could be a rough ride, but it could be amazing by the time you get to the end of it, kind of thing. It's just go with it. Don't forever then say, well, no, I can't do that because of. Say, well, I could do that if I did this, kind of thing. It's just pushing yourself that little bit further.
And it's changing the words. It's changing the words, because what we do is we say, I can't do this and I can't do that and I can't do that for this reason, and I don't want to do that because of this. But actually, if you swap it around and you say, well, I can try to do that, I can have a look at that, I may be able to do that, and have a look at it in a different way. And then that way and that's why I think when people rush on January the 1st to make those resolutions, take your time. Take your time and think about what it is that you would actually like to do, and then make that. I don't even want to call it resolution. Just I'm going to make a plan, and this is what I'm going to do.
There's so many people that give up. And I think the only thing that people don't give up is when, unfortunately, they get to call it then the bucket list, and they have to do certain things before something happens. And going through the cancer diagnosis with my dad, and only having like the 3 months, there was a conversation with me and my dad where he said, I'm glad I've done the things that I wanted to do. Like the whole thing of biting the bullet, sorting out the house, selling off a piece of land so they could afford to go and live in the South Coast and retire in the South Coast. He said that, yes, he only had a couple of years down there, but he did say he's glad that he did it. Now, you could have had that diagnosis a couple of years earlier, being up here in Luton, and him then saying, if only I had.
Yeah.
And for me now, I'm just like, no, if something comes up and it's like I might have to push a bit or spend a bit of money or do something, I will go and do it because it's something that I want to do, because it's an opportunity that's then come up. And just go with it.
And that's the thing, though, isn't it? It's about not leaving those things until they're on a bucket list. You need to do those things beforehand. You need to kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone, not as far as what Shelley's doing, because I'm not doing that, and trying something different. It's
surely it's about intention.
Yeah.
It's intention, because at the end of the day, yes, it's good to go outside your comfort zone, but if that thing outside your comfort zone is something that you actually are not interested in or don't want to do, then there's no point in doing it, isn't there?
There's no point.
So I think it all goes hand in hand, whether it's a resolution, so you can set your intention and then you will resolve to do it. It's a resolution. It could be things that you've always wanted to do, and some of them may be age restricted, so then it becomes a bucket list. Let's keep it to age rather than to.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole thing. The same thing with like manifestation. When you look at manifestation in the word, it can be all kind of like magical and like witchy and all that kind of stuff. But basically, it's not. It's you putting that thought in your head, believing that thought, being open and hearing when opportunities come. Because quite often you could then say, oh, I'd love to do that. And someone in your circle will then go, oh, I'm going to go to so-and-so, so-and-so. In a couple of months' time, they could say that. And you'll be completely blinkered and just miss that opportunity. Because you've said that out loud and you've manifested it, when you hear someone else then say, oh, I actually wouldn't mind doing that, you're immediately on it. You can hear it. It becomes clear. And that's all a manifestation is. It's you're putting your wishes out there, that the kind of, if this comes along, then I'll be quite happy to do it.
So, which is partly what a lot of us have gained by being part of the Simply D's events group anyway, because various different things have come our way. one of the things that a few of us have then said, who at what point did I ever think I was going to be an author?
Yeah.
That was never on my list, not even a bucket list. But now co-author of 2 books, because actually we did that all together.
Yeah.
And there's many things that we've then done, and all those connections and everything else that came from even just Sunday alone, being with people on Sunday. You then have all of those different opportunities that have come your way. So I don't know. I think it's about looking outside the box now, isn't it? You know, there's many of us of a certain age. So before we get to a bucket list, have a look at the things that you want to do or that you would like to do and see if you can do them. You might not be able to do it. We've all got a bank account that's telling us, don't be so stupid. You can't afford to do that. Right? That's fine. Save your money up, save it up, and then go and do it.
If you're really into it, you'll find a way to be able to do it. So if you're, for instance, you like going to Costa Coffee, you know you've got a big birthday coming up, or you want to go out for a meal, because it doesn't have to be the big huge things. It can be little things. It could be like the holidays or whatever. If you then look at it on paper and then say, well, I need X amount of money, and you're paying X amount of money each day or weekly or whatever, if I don't do that and I put it towards that, I could then earn that and I'll be able to do it. There's all sorts of different, if it's,
I think
it's something you really want to do,
Yeah. Goes back to, again, intention and making the link between those things and how you see them. But
it's like the business plans, the mood board.
Oh, is that that's not me then, is it?
No, it's not. Shelley. How is Shelley?
Because most of the time it's my internet.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I think sometimes I would say, to be honest, I would go with, like you said, that reflection and intent on what you want and take it from there, because sometimes it's very easy to get swept up in what's going on around you or what you feel you should be, etc. And also, although it didn't come up with my card, the card that should be there is to say it's never too late. Because sometimes as well, people do that, don't you? You get to a certain age and you just think, oh, well, it's late now. I'm not going to bother. Or I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to get on with being a nan or being a mum or being an auntie. Whereas in actuality,
it's not too late.
It's not necessarily too late, you know. So yeah, I find talking about manifestation as well, because obviously people talk about it and they always only look at the positive things. But I think sometimes you can manifest things that can be quite, not necessarily negative, but are not necessarily in your favour. You know, it's like with the flat tire, for example, that I had at the weekend. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, look, I banged my wheel. I'm not going to look, it's going to be this and that. And I feel that, I don't know, it does happen. I've had circumstances where I've said, oh my God, I hope this doesn't happen.
Okay.
And then it does happen.
So, okay, but you didn't manifest the flat tire.
No, I didn't. That was a bad example. I know what I was trying to say, but it wasn't working out like that. But you have it also where you were going to participate in something and then you decide against it. And then something goes awry. And I'm like, oh my God, thank God I didn't do that, because if I had, this would have happened. And sometimes I'll make a joke and say, oh, well, you say because God loved me, he just didn't let me go there. But some people will say that you manifested that that luck of not being part of that negative activity. So I think it all goes together. Really, I think what I'm trying to say is that it all goes together, and that if you keep an open mind and learn to use your words properly.
What could you mean? We're all just sitting there laughing. I don't know what you mean.
I'm laughing because I said learn to use your words properly, and it just conjured up all this image of, you know, like you know, like the little kids, for example, when they're getting told off because they've lashed out at their cousin and they say, what have I told you? You told me to use my words.
Yeah.
And but when I'm
we need
talking
a card
about using
that
your
says,
words, yeah,
use
but I'm
your
talking
words,
about,
but use the nice words.
no, don't say, like we had it today where I said I am. So rather than saying I am, if you're talking about something negative, rather than saying that you are that negative thing, you will say I did that negative thing. So rather than say that word before I said I'm a procrastinator, I'll say I swapped it around to say I have a tendency to procrastinate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like not your medical issue.
Is that?
Yeah.
Those words, the words, and the thing is the words that we use on ourselves are so much harsher than words we would use with other people.
Yep,
you know,
100%.
We say all the time, we can't do this, we can't do that, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. We use some really dark words on ourselves, and people need to change that. I can do this. It might be a little bit difficult, but I'm going to learn and I'm going to find a way to do it. I can do that. You know, I'm going to give that a try rather than I can't do that. There's no point in me even trying. What is the point? I'm useless at all of those things. No, change that narrative, change that wording, and actually make it as positive for yourself as you would for somebody else.
Yeah.
You wouldn't tell somebody else, oh, don't do that, you're useless.
Yeah.
You would tell yourself that. Change those words.
Yeah. And I was also thinking while you were speaking there about modifications. So sometimes you might want to do something, but you know, a lot of people say, well, why do you want to do it? Oh, I want to help people. Well, why do you want to help people? What do you want to help them with? And they might have a set idea, which for reasons best known to life be a life with, they can't actually follow through with that idea, but they could actually modify that idea so they will still be helping people. So the best example I would give of that is that you want to be a doctor, but for some reason you can't get into medical school, you can become a nurse or you can become a pharmacist. So also at the core of it, really and truly, it all goes back to what you are trying to achieve and why you want to achieve it, because it doesn't always have to be that said thing. It could be something else that would help you to achieve that said goal. Exactly. So, like Cecilia Shelley said, keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. You can do much more than you think you can do. Yes, there's a lot out there for anybody to do whatever they want to do. And it doesn't have to be big. It's a tiny little thing. If you've got a tiny little thing you want to do, then do that. You know, 2026 is literally around the corner. It's the dog. It's the dog. So, before we finish, we have got our community Zoom on Thursday. So Thursday 11th. So this Thursday starts at 7. Registration link is on Facebook. I will speak now on our page. Just join it. Just pop along. Come and see us. Have a little chat. We talk about anything and everything. And we laugh and we joke and we cry and we do all of that. So that is on Thursday, 7 o'clock. And it finishes at 9-ish. Oh, yeah. We've still been on there at 10 o'clock. We've still been on there at 11 before. But as much as we try, it finishes at 9. But everybody is welcome. So we will be here next week, and then we'll be taking a little break for Christmas. Yay. Are you missing this already? 100%. But also the FOMO in me is like, yes, you're not going to do it while I'm not here. No, we're not going to do it without you. That's fine. We're not going to do it without you. And then also your next holiday, you need to, well, not this one, but the next holiday you go on, you need to just join the chat anyway. You can just join in like we did when we was in Barbados. Yeah, I didn't join in, but I think I did listen. Did I listen when I was in Tenerife? I don't know. I think you're too busy. Far too busy. There's always that. No, I did. I think I caught up with it because I remember you were cracking me up. You and Shelley. I don't know what you were talking about. I'm like, oh God, this woman, I'm bad. I told you I should have been a comedian. That should have been my job.
Should have been a comedian. Anyway, so anybody who's watching, let us know you've been watching, and comment, and just send us your thoughts. We will be back next week, same time, 12 o'clock, and we will see you then. So
yeah, you should also let us know if there's anything you want us to talk about as well. I was thinking about
exactly. Or come and join us.
There's
if you want to come and join us. Everybody is welcome. Just come and join us. Right. See you next